Had you always been attracted to performing?
No. When I was 1.5 years old, as I relate in the book, my parents, my father was still with us, taught me to read. I could read when I was 1.5. It was a source of some embarrassment to my mother because she would sit on the streetcar or the bus with me, and I would read the signs around the bus, the advertisements, and people thought she had a ventriloquist dummy in her lap. I was writing when I was 3, dictating epic poetry, which is, thank God, lost in the mist of time. Dictated to my father. Then I wrote 3 novels when I was 12. That was what I was meant to do. But because my father was such an eccentric, and because he vanished out of our lives, and because we had to struggle so much, I thought, well, that's not a life for any reasonable human being. And so I went in the opposite direction as far as I could get from that, and that was the law. So when I went to high school and when I went to university, that was my intention.
Of course, that could have prepared you for some of the most lucrative television acting jobs around today. I mean, everybody seems to be playing lawyers.
Right.
So when did
Lawyers are running everything out in Hollywood.
When did you decide to become an actor?
It was when I came to New York.
You came here first and then decided to be an actor?
No. I had acted in Detroit because we had no money, and so I had to earn a living. And the best way I discovered of earning a living, even better than being a copy boy at the Detroit Times, which is what I was for a long time, was to act. I was in the Catholic Theater in Detroit, and somebody saw me there and said, look, you should act professionally. And I said, can I earn money? And they said, we think so. So I did become professional, and I was on The Lone Ranger. I recount that also in Inside.
Which was broadcast out of Detroit.
That's correct, out of WXYZ. And I was the Lone Ranger's nephew, Dan Reed. It was very good because I could do my homework, I could earn a living, and support myself in school. But then when I came to New York to finish all of this, I realized that in order for me to earn my living as an actor, to continue to do it avocationally always, I was going to be a lawyer, I would have to compete on a very fast track. And so I better study. At that time, in the 1950s and 60s, everybody was studying in New York. The great teachers were here. The great young actors were here. And so one day I walked into a room with a woman named Stella Adler. And as I recount in the book, that changed my life.